So welcome back to my channel. My name's Ashley, this is Faithful Rattos. You can see my boys trying to get in the video really badly here. This video is a reaction to the subscribers and followers on my Instagram cage, which is really exciting. This has been a long time coming, however I was just not able to film this video because I broke my camera lens and I wanted to get it fixed. I haven't been able to get it fixed, so I thought I'd film it for you today. I have my tablet with the pictures on. Look at my cute little stickers. I do apologise for the worse quality of this video, but we'll just have to deal with it for now, and then hopefully my camera lens will get fixed. So this first cage was submitted by somebody that I follow personally myself, and it says that this cage at the time of this picture had 10 rats ranging from 10 months to 2.5 years, all female apart from one neutered male. And this looks like a really good cage, so I'm going to be putting the pictures up so you can see. So I really like, look at the boys. I really like just how much stuff is going on here with it still being a cute theme. So you've got all the naturalistic colours and then light blue and dark blue and white, which I think is really cute. They have what looks to be a bioactive base, which I think is really cool. There's no space in this cage where a rat could fall and injure themselves. There's lots of hiding places. It's a very active layout with all the ropes and branches going across, and I personally like things that aren't 100% sort of like firm in position, that sort of move a little bit, because I think it gives the rat a little bit more to sort of work on their agility. I think it's really good. I think it's really smart to, you know, use things that are not rat things. So you have like the cardboard boxes and a wine rack, I think, as a climbing frame, as well as, you know, the baskets and everything else. So I think this cage is a really good example of making use of the space and really, oh, and there's the foraging toys as well. So there's the dangling one and the foraging wheel. Yeah, I just think this is a really great cage, and here's just some more pictures of it. Just great cage. I'm not going to be saying names of people because when I asked for these submissions, I said they would remain anonymous. And I also said before, I should have said this at the beginning of the video, but I did say to people that if I had any major concerns about their cage, I would be messaging them directly before making this video. And none of these cages I had any major concerns about. So all these cages that you're about to see are good examples. And I think a really nice example of seeing the wide array of what a cage can look like and still be really good for the rat. So the next cage comes from, I hope she doesn't mind me saying it, the person who made my logo. And at the time, these cages had 3 boys, an elderly lad and 2 babies. So this is like 2 different variants of the same cage. Now, I like how you have lots of different things to do. So for example, in this Halloween one, there's Halloween things, but it's still practical for the rats. There's places to dig and to climb and to balance, and foraging toys and a hammock and a loose bedding. And I know this this entry was from an American, and I know in America for some reason fleece is like so popular. I myself don't like fleece in a cage, but this isn't fleece, so this is really great. And not too many hammocks as well, because I feel like people sometimes get overexcited with the hammocks and put in too many hammocks when we really don't need that many hammocks when it comes to a rat cage. 1 per 3 rat is perfectly fine. And then this is just a slightly different variant of that same cage with different accessories in, and I don't really have very much to say. Like, I just think it's really good to have, like, I think people get caught up in having this idea that there's only one way that a cage can be good for the rats. There's only one way that a cage will be enriching, and that's not true. A cage doesn't have to be neatly in a theme for it to be good for the rats. I personally like it because I look at my cage every single day, all day, because it's in the living room. But if you're on a budget, you can make a very interactive, enriching cage on a budget with less. So this next cage is for 10 ratties who all have Marvel names, which I think is cute. So there's Thor, Iron Man, Hulk, Captain America, who are 1 year old. And then at 6 months old, you have Sousa, Loki, Fitz, and Coulson. And they're 10 months old. And Enoch and Groot are 9 months old. And this cage is so cute. I absolutely love this cage. I love the deep base. I love all of the things to climb on and the fall breakers. And I like, in my cage, I have like one little shelf too. And I do like that for rats who like to sleep on there. But there's, you know, there's not an excess of shelves in this cage. Like one shelf is fine. A bunch of them, not so much. But I really do like this cage, and I love the natural look. So I love this. And I love that massive branch that's there in the middle. I think that's really, really cool. And we can also see a little ratties in this picture. And they're just so little, cute little faces. Look at these little ratties here. I love rats. Well done, this is a really great cage, and I love it a lot. So the next cage is actually a DIY cage, and the dimensions are something like 270 by 125 by 200 centimeters, which is massive, especially for just 6 girls in there. And this looks incredible. There's so much stuff to do. There's a huge digging box. It looks like it has like some sort of like grass or something in it. Lots of tunnels and heights and things to climb on, and foraging stuff and litter trays and nesting material, and like just lots of different places to sleep and hang out. I just think this is a really wonderful cage. There's just 2 little things I would say about this, is that if you're thinking about building a DIY for your own, make sure that your wood is properly sealed before you do something like this, otherwise it will stink. Also make sure that there's decent ventilation on at least 3 sides of it, which I'm not sure if you have ventilation on 3 sides of it, but you do have this massive open front, so I wouldn't be worrying too much about that. The only other thing that I would suggest is to have a deep base along the whole bottom, because this is a really long cage and your rats could make a really, really cool tunneling system there. And, you know, to upgrade it, I think that would be a really good thing to do. It's not 100% necessary because you have places to dig, but I personally think that you shouldn't just be providing a dig box, you should be providing a cage that they can dig in. So yeah, but you have some cute little ratties up here in the corner that look very cute. I'm always surprised by how small females are. Like, my boys aren't really huge, but like, they're boys. And then I look at some cages of some pictures of females and I'm like, wow, you are small. So this is the next cage, and this has 5 rats in it. 1 2-year-old. I hope Skylar makes it much longer than 2, because I love a rat that lives very old. And then 4 3-month-old girls called Luna, Jude, Willow, and Violet. And apparently they got along after only a few minutes of meeting, which is really sweet. I love doing kitten to adult intros. Usually they go really well. So this cage, even though it's slightly smaller than the other ones that we've seen, is still very active. You've got a wheel that looks to be a decent size. Reminder that wheels need to be at least 12 inches for rats, because you don't want their backs and their tails to curve, cause them any back problems. You have a loose substrate, and you have places to hide and places to climb, and things that aren't fully secure so they can practice their balance. And you have a little Spudnik, and I love that you've put one of those Rhine racks to climb on. I absolutely love that. My boys don't have one inside the cage at the moment, but when they get a cage upgrade, which should be coming soon in January, yeah, this just looks really great. The one thing that I would say is, because you have that deep base, you can give them a deeper level of substrate, which will, 1, mean you have to clean it out less often, especially since you're using a litter tray, and also it'll be better for them to dig. I see you using aspen, or no, you're using hemp. But what I suggest is maybe mixing hemp with a different substrate, because that would allow your rats to build proper tunnels and burrows in that. That's just one little thing. Like, there's nothing wrong with what you have, but to improve that. Also, maybe if you had one hammock in for them to sleep on, but this is a really great setup. So this is a double critination, and it has 7 bucks, 2 boys that are almost 2 years old, 2 that are 9 months old, and 2 that are 3 months old. And this person has said, I always try to set up the cage based on how much they can show natural behaviours, try to stimulate, for example, hanging up feed barrels. So as you can see from these pictures, this cage does include the middle shelf, which I recommend if you have young and fit rats to take the middle shelves out, because you can create a more active layout. But if you have a rat that's over 2 years old, having the middle shelf in is absolutely not a problem, especially since they have 2 little shelves they can dig about in and what seems to be a bioactive base. The middle shelf isn't too much of a problem. I would add in more things to climb on and take out some of the hammocks though, but these setups are really good, and if you wanted to make it a little bit easier for your oldie, just add in some more of those sort of like little perches so he can climb around easier. But this is a really nice cage, and it also looks really pleasing to me. So well done on that one. And this is just a different setup, which was quite similar. However, this one is a little bit more hammock heavy. I would recommend taking out some hammocks and adding in some other things to climb on, maybe some branches or some ropes or some nets. But other than that, it does look really great, and I really, really want to have a bioactive base too. It's something that I'm working on in the future. My partner still feels a bit iffy about the UC bugs, so we'll hopefully get that sometime soon. But as I said, these cages are really great, and you know, it's just small little niggly things that I can sort of say about these cages. There's nothing major wrong with them at all. Okay, so this cage has 4 female rats, and they love climbing the bars. This is Bubbles at the bottom in that little picture. That's very cute. So this cage is really good. Not as busy as the other one, so you can afford to add in more stuff. Rats absolutely love it when their cage is busy, and especially when you have such a tall cage, you want to be adding more fall breakers, just so there's no injuries that take place. One thing you can do to test that if you've got enough fall breakers is to screw up a piece of paper and drop it from different areas of the cage, and then if it doesn't get caught on anything, then the rat is just going to fall straight to the ground and not going to be able to catch themselves on anything. So just work on that, adding in more branches and more fall breakers, but it is a very good start. You've got a lot of foraging toys, I can see. And another thing is you could also build a base for this cage and add in more bedding. That would also be more enriching for them. But it's a really fine cage, and I don't have anything that's wrong with it, just ways that you can improve it. But I think we can all be improving our setup, so don't worry about that one. Then we have this cage. He's also one of my partners on Instagram, who I talk to quite a bit. As you can see from this cage, they have actually DIY'd a little deeper base with cardboard instead of Perspex, because Perspex can be expensive, and that works fine as well, as long as it's clean and it's not soaked in pee. That's also fine. I love this Halloween setup that you've showed in this picture. I don't really have anything else to say other than well done for a decent sized wheel and all these things. Just great. I would maybe add in some more branches or something like that, but there's nothing. As I said, all of these cages are very good examples of different ways you can make the cage your own, but still have it be very interactive and enriching for the rats. So well done. This is another of the same cage, and there's 2 wheels in this one, which is fun. And they do look to be a good size, and these are cute ratties in this picture, so I'm just gonna look at the rats. You have said that the wheel's been used by all of them. The babies love it. Babies do like wheels. And the one in the front is the nap wheel. That's really cute. Now, I love this setup. I love that you have two cages joined together. I love that one of them has cardboard and one of them has the bioactive base, and you have a big wheel and lots of things to climb on. Now I've met this person at the show and they are a wonderful owner, and this cage just really shows that. I think this is like, I'm so jealous of this. I am planning to do something similar with my cage now to make it bigger, but it's just wonderful to see all of the large enclosures and enclosures that stimulate natural behaviours, because that's something that I don't think is sort of thought about enough when it comes to pet care. But yeah, this is wonderful. Like, I really don't have anything else to say to it. Like, the only thing I would say is maybe add some more water bottles so they don't have to travel as far. But I am one of these people who is very anxious about water bottles, because I had a baby, I don't know if you know my channel, but I had a baby rat pass away at 8 weeks, and his condition was, I believe, worsened by the fact he was dehydrated, and 3 out of the 4 water bottles that were on the cage at the time stopped working. But yeah, that's my only thing, like maybe add some more water. And in this cage there's only 6 girls, and there's some oldies in there. So there's one who's 32 months old. That's an incredible age and an incredible setup, and I hope she has many more months ahead of her. That is the last cage that I have for this video. There are a couple more cages that I got sent to me, and the pictures just weren't properly on my tablet. So what I will do is, in the future, I'll ask for more entries, and then I'll make another video, because I love these videos, I love watching them. I know lots of people online like watching them too. So thank you very much for watching. Maybe I can show you some video of my boys, who are being very cute. Just look at them. So cute. So cute. So cute. So cute. So cute. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Do remember that I'm not an expert, I'm just speaking from my own opinion, and that if your cage is the best that you can make it, and you're focusing on allowing your rat to have the ability to express its natural behaviours like foraging, digging, climbing and all these things, then it's okay. And as long as you're willing to improve in the future, it's not a bad thing to have an imperfect cage, as long as you're, you know, going forward and improving as you go. These 2 boys absolutely love the attention of being on camera. Haggadosh is coming now. But thank you very much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. And yeah, see you in the next one. Goodbye.